Hi everyone. Wanted to give you an update on how this last little bit of the journey is going. We are currently 38 weeks pregnant, so we are down to 12 days to due date, and the intended parents get here in 2 days to come and hang out with us and wait for Jelly Bean to come. We've had some excitement with all the holidays. This last 3 months has gone by really fast. I ended up having to switch my OB/GYN during the middle of the process, which was kind of interesting, but thankfully I was passed off from my doctor who moved out of state to a new provider. So that was kind of a smoother transition, but still a little sad to see my doctor who I've been going to for both my kids leave in the middle of this. We also have finished up the legal paperwork. We were able to get the pre-birth parentage order in place. We ended up getting a new judge assigned to our kind of petition for the parents to have parental rights here in New Mexico. And so that way their names go on the birth certificate. The judge wasn't familiar with a gestational carrier contract. So my husband and I ended up having to go to court for an hour and a half to explain to the judge kind of the science behind it and the fact that I could be pregnant with a child who's not genetically mine. Was kind of a foreign thought to him. But thankfully after an hour and a half, I appreciate that the judge was wanting to learn more about the process so that way for future gestational carriers, he'll be a little more familiar with it. As we're getting close to the end, like I said, we're super excited for the parents to come out. At least I'm in complete disbelief that the last 3 months have just flown by. As I get closer to the end of this journey, the two questions that I get most often are, would I do this again? And the answer is, I don't know. I've not done the first one yet. We're not done. We got to see. And then the next question that I get a lot is people are kind of asking me how I think I'm going to feel emotionally after having carried this child since our transfer in April. And they're like, I think a little worried that I'm going to be, what kind of emotional attachment I'm going to have to this child and, what that is going to be like to, after giving birth, handing this child over to, the parents. And in my head, I don't know what that's going to be like yet. I've not gone through it. But I think people get very black and white. They either think that you're going to have no emotions or you're going to have emotions like a mother. And in my head, what I'm anticipating is the fact that I do feel love and affection for this child, but I also love my nieces and nephews. I have 8 nieces and nephews, and I love them with all my heart, and I would try to move mountains for them if I could, but I don't love them the same way that I love my own 2 girls, my kids, the motherly love. When I see my nieces and nephews, I love spending time with them, and it breaks my heart having to tell them goodbye, and it's a sad moment when I do have to say bye. So I'm kind of expecting it to be like that. It's been our job to love and take care of this baby as our family, and my 5-year-old kisses my belly and says, yeah, we got to take care of Jelly Bean, while Jelly Bean's with us until Jelly Bean can go home. And so I do feel love and affection for this child, but I love my nieces and nephews, and I'm probably going to be really sad to see this child go home, but more in a not quite sure if or when I'll see the baby again and how that relationship's going to be. But overall, just happy that this child is finding the most loving parents who are so excited to have a child out of this and to be able to grow their child and to hand their child back to them, nice and full term and a healthy weight and, just big. And that I'm excited for that moment. I'm excited to see them, with their child. So I think it's a mix. It's not black and white. I don't have to love the child like a mom, but I also don't have to not have any emotions. There's, I think, something in between, and I don't know quite what that is or how that's going to feel yet, but I know it's going to be some sort of emotions, and we'll just have to see, and we'll figure it out. And the nice thing is I have my husband, my kids, supportive family and friends who I know are going to be there no matter how I end up experiencing it, and to love and support me. So there you have it. We're getting close, down to 12 days, and I will try to do another video afterwards and kind of follow up with maybe how it went and the experience and what emotions are happening. But for now, I think it's just important to know that it's not all or none. You can have something in between, and I do feel like it's our job as the carriers, or at least in this case, to be able to provide affection. And I touch my belly and I talk to the belly during, while we wait. So until we get to send Jelly Bean home. So I will let you know how it goes, but keep your fingers crossed for a delivery, hopefully somewhat similar to how my girls went. And if it goes anywhere close, then we'll hopefully all have a really good experience and have a really happy and healthy Jelly Bean come join this world very soon. All right, have a good night.